Give stuff away. Come on, man. Give stuff.
That should be your next concept, and you'll give me the royalties.
Give stuff
No.
away. Give stuff away. Come on, man. Give stuff away.
Obviously, people love watching your shows because they have amazing desserts, but people also love cakes that are destroyed. You know, people love cake wrecks. They love cakes that go wrong. Have you ever had a cake go completely wrong? Have you been doing something and you just step back and you're like, this is horrible?
Do you know how I got on television?
No.
I was doing a competition for Food Network, and the theme was you had to make a cake about sports. And so I did sport fishing. So I made this boat and I brought an arc welder with me. And, you know, we're like working on the cake, and with like seriously like 30 seconds left, disintegrates. Like completely disintegrates. Like it just fell apart. Like it was so poorly constructed. I started laughing. I started like cracking up because it was pretty funny. Because I'm like,
Right.
what do I do?
I worked so hard. This
Right.
is your moment.
So I'm cracking up, and like they're like filming me, just like laughing. And my mom was in the crowd, right? And so I look out there, and she's crying, and I'm like, oh, Mama, it's all right. Yeah. So I walk out into the audience. You know, I'm like, Mom, come here, and I was like giving her a hug, and I was still wearing a microphone, and they followed me. I didn't realize there was a camera right behind me.
There's
like,
always a camera.
I know, and I was like, Mom, it's okay. They're probably going to give me my own show after this. Like, just joking around.
Well, so basically, your worst cake wreck could end up being really great.
My best. It was just, it was like rubble. It was ridiculous. I saved the fish, though.
Give stuff away.
You're also doing this 101 Gay Weddings campaign,
Yeah.
which is awesome,
Yeah.
which obviously brings up the topic of wedding cakes, which are, you know, notoriously terrible. So what do you think that people need to know when they're looking for wedding cakes or trying to find wedding cakes? Like, how do you get a good wedding cake other than obviously going to your wedding?
Yeah, just call me. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Perfect.
Simple.
Done. Everyone in the country. I mean, what do you think makes a good wedding cake?
You got to make sure it tastes good. Before you even look at them, just taste them. Make sure they're good. You know, you don't want to spend all that money and then all of a sudden you're like at the wedding, you're eating cake, and you're like, wow, this is embarrassing.
This looks really pretty.
Everybody knows I'm a cheapskate, you know, like, you know. But then, you know, I think that what really makes a successful wedding cake is making something that is like classical and timeless, that you're gonna like, your parents are gonna like, your friends are gonna like, you know, everybody's gonna like, but that's also personal to you. You know, think about that picture in 50 years. You know, and like when I look at like my grandmother's pictures and my parents' pictures, and I'm like, look at my parents, they were so cool, and they got this cake with lays, and and like
they're shoving it in each other's faces, and
right.
that's great. Like, that's what matters.
Yes, exactly. No one's gonna see that in 50 years. Like all these little details. Like, just get something beautiful, get something for you. You know.
Give stuff away.
All right, so you're now doing Kids Baking Championship,
Yeah.
which is super exciting. What do you find that kids know about baking that maybe like adults have lost by a certain point?
These kids, they are confronted with things they've never seen before, so they don't know how to respond to it. And because they don't know how to respond to it, their creativity is completely unlimited. It's infinite. One of the girls made her name is Hollis, and she made this like a bagel out of pâte choux, and then she made, like, instead of cream cheese, she made cream cheese frosting. Right? It's really good, and filled it. And then she took, it's a genius. She took a peach and sliced it really thin, and then took like a little bit of red food coloring and just rubbed it into the skin of the peach, and then kind of smashed it down, and it looked like smoked salmon.
Like lox.
Yeah, it looked like lox. And then she got some dark chocolate and shaved it really, really fine, and then sprinkled it on top, so it looked like a poppy seed bagel. It's incredible. That's what we lose as adults, and I think that's why it's really important for adults to hang out with kids, because kids remind them you don't have to like think in this narrow channel. Like, let your thought process kind of run over this field and see everything.
Give stuff away.
You're also obviously from Baltimore, and you're a big repping for Baltimore. When people are visiting, like, what are the things that they have to do? Like, what do you think is like the ultimate?
Baltimore is so cool. You definitely want to go to the Auto Bar. Auto Bar is like, it's a great rock and roll club, very Baltimore rock and roll club. It's dirty, smells bad. The bands are awesome.
Great.
Like, I saw the Melvins play there, and it's like, you know, a third of the size. It's about the size of this room. It's one of those places where you get to see bigger bands play smaller rooms because it's such an icon.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a great place.
If you couldn't have cakes anymore and you had to like go after one dessert, like if you're like, all right, donuts or pies, like what would your next go-to thing be?
Can it be like something a la mode so I still get ice cream and something else?
Sure. Why not?
I'm
No
gonna.
real rules to this game.
I think brownie and blondie sundaes.
Let's just have like a Sunday shop.
Yeah.
That should be your next concept, and you'll give me the royalties.
No.
Absolutely not. But I like it. I'll cut.
Great
I'll
idea.
cut it. Great idea.
Ice cream
It
shop.
was yours.
It's all you. No, because I mean, you think like a sundae, you're gonna get sauce, right? You're gonna get caramel. You're gonna get chocolate. You're gonna get raspberry. You get whipped cream, sprinkles. You're gonna get M&Ms and peanut butter chips, and you get like so much stuff on a sundae that you'll never get bored.
Yeah.
If I just said like, oh, vanilla ice cream, pretty soon you're like, you want vanilla ice cream? And stick it in your neck, you know, and like, you know, this way you have like all this cool stuff that you get to eat. It's like a potpourri of flavor.
A potpourri of flavor that does not make someone want to eat a sundae.
That doesn't taste like potpourri. It's oh man.
Perfect. Perfect answer.